something I've been keeping to myself for a while, and I need to just get it off my chest so I can move forward. Any kind of abuse is a no-no. There's no more hiding it. There's no more covering it up. Absolutely not. And I just hope that after watching today's video, we'll all get some clarity. I just feel like if I don't get this off my chest, I feel like I'm not living my truth. So I'm just gonna talk about it and hopefully we can all move on from it, okay? Hi family, welcome back to the channel. So let's talk. Let's go all the way back. This is gonna be just me venting to you guys, clearing some things off my chest because I know I have my ride or dies, I have my day ones, my OGs, and a few new sisters or family members, like I like to call you guys, okay? So let's get into it. So let's go all the way back. I just did a get ready with me for date night video. Nadia, hi.
Hi.
You wanna come say hi to the camera?
No.
Okay, bye. She said no. If you don't know, Nadia does not like the camera. For those of you who don't know who Nadia is, that is my daughter. She was born here on this channel, but does not like camera. Once in a while, she'll be into it, but for the most part, she's like, I want nothing to do with it, which is fine. That's why I don't force her to put her in all my videos. But anyway, let's go back. So recently here, I did a get ready with me video and I was like, get ready with me, we're going on a date or something like that. So I posted it and it got, for the most part, I want to say all positive responses, okay? So I'm grateful for that. But I've also told you guys that I have been doing this for about 8 years now, and tough skin is what I have. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That is a true statement, and I'm it, okay? So negative comments or, you know, rude comments, none of that bothers me at all. And I think that's required if you want to have longevity in this game. But anyway, I feel like the video was mostly positive, but there were a few concerns and a few comments that I wanted to address. So I want to go ahead and address that. So a lot of you know, I think I've mentioned this a few times, and oh, I wanted to show you all this cute dress I'm wearing, but look at this dress. It's so cute. I feel like it's so feminine, and yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a little outfit of the day. The hair is from, I think it's Unice. I think the hair is from Unice. I have minimum jewelry on. I don't like too much jewelry. So I have my everyday necklace and my guest earring. And yeah, that's outfit of the day. All right, so recently here, I shared a little bit with you guys in that video, and I said that this person and I have been dating for a while. And December, I decided to go Instagram official. This person had already gone Instagram official maybe a year or a year and a half before. But I had just been keeping things quiet, you know, just minding my business and things like that. Our families have met. I met his family before he ever met my family, met his family, met everybody on his side, traveled to, there was a time when I was traveling to Houston, Texas a lot. Some of you might remember that, but yeah, that was why. And so, you know, the families have met, and Christmas, things just, I hosted Christmas last year, 2025, I hosted Christmas, and he was a part of it. And we usually do matching outfits, matching pajamas. Sometimes we'll do matching whatever. So this time we did matching pajamas, and I was hosting, so I got to dictate everything, including what we were gonna wear as a family. So we wore the outfit, and it was just so cute, and we were all taking pictures, and we took some family pictures, and I was like, you know what, these pictures are super cute, I'm gonna post them. So that was the first time I ever posted anything. So people call it official, going Instagram official. When that happened, mind you, we had been dating for over a year before that, just privately. People who know me in person, they know because they've seen us together around town. And like I said, families have met, all of that stuff. But one thing with the internet, it's almost like if you don't post it, it didn't happen. Or the day you post it, that's the day it happens. But I say this again, I like to give you guys the real tea on my channel, something called batch filming. So we'll film a whole week's worth of content in one day. Or we'll film things and save it and post it later. And we're posting other things, and you think, oh, that's why an influencer can be 6 months pregnant and still be posting. Nobody knows until they post that they're pregnant. And you're like, wait, when did this happen? She's been posting like regular. That is because when you film something, you can save it and edit it whenever you want, however you want, and post it later. So just because somebody posts something today doesn't mean that it happened today. Okay, so I want to clarify that. So before those Christmas pictures went up, we have been an item for a very long time before that. So not only that, when I posted during the Christmas season, I told you guys that all hell broke loose. A lot happened, a lot of drama, this and that, blah, blah, blah. That's why I always say being famous or internet famous, just famous in general, is a blessing and a curse, because your life is scrutinized. Like, you are placed under a microscope and everybody just watches you. So even with what I went through a few years back, everybody goes through breakup. Some people get married, get divorced in a few days, a few months. Some people get married, stay together forever. All of these things happen on a daily basis in people's lives. However, when you are a public figure, yours is magnified and projected, and everybody can see it, and everybody gets to have an opinion. So that's what made it difficult. That's one of the biggest things that made it difficult. And especially the way it happened, being exposed or betrayed or whatever by the closest person to you at that time, it was also very painful. And because they had a motive of their own. That's a story for another day. Okay, so with that said, people took that into account. Like, okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know if you guys hear the background, but it's getting to be spring. My neighbors are out there doing their landscaping, they're building decks and all kinds of things. So it's kind of noisy. And I also live in a developmental neighborhood, which means that houses are still being built. Okay, so anyway, so I feel like people like to use people like to use your past or something, an insecurity or something against you, because they know that there's already a track record. What do I mean by that? So I had a situation that blew up online as far as with my relationship, and it not only blew up online, it happened for years on end. I'm still going through it till this day. So with that said, other people can see that and say, okay, she's been a victim of this before, and now she's coming out with a new thing. Let's just play on that. Does that make sense? Let's just use that situation to keep building on it so that it looks like, oh, this is who she is, or this is what it is, or I don't even know how to explain it. But anyway, when that picture came out, there was a whole scandal that came out. I don't think it made its way on YouTube, but on Facebook within my community, it was huge, and it was a hot mess. Again, not between my partner and I, but just bitter people who just felt the need to do so and use my name to do so. So with that said, we got to go through that phase together and go through the whole public thing together and then work on it. And, whatever happened. I say all of that to say, people tend to try to use your past or your insecurity to hang it over your head and make you feel like they control you or they own you or things like that. And I tell you guys all the time, I am a stubborn person. If you tell me I can't do something, then it makes me want to do it. And I'm going to do it and do it better than it's ever been done. That's my personality. That's just who I am. So me having a relationship that ended the way it ended, to now be stigmatized by, I don't know if that's even the appropriate word in this scenario, but to now be boxed into that thing where, first of all, I can't move on because I had a failed relationship, or I can't show a partner online because I showed a partner online before and it didn't work out. Or even if I'm in a healthy relationship, people try to take that and twist it to paint it out to be the old relationship. It's just weird. I feel like it's weird. And I am a grown woman who pays all of my own bills, and nobody holds that kind of power over me. So I say all of that to say, yes, I'm dating someone. No, it didn't just start. I only posted it recently because I felt comfortable posting it. With that said, I'm not a widow. My husband didn't die, God forbid. I'm not a divorced woman. I'm not sick. Like, none of that. I am a young woman who's thriving in life and praying to just move forward with my life. There is no reason why I should still live my life as if I just came out of a divorce or I lost my husband. And because of that, I can't move on with my life. Yes, I'm still fighting this thing till this day. But again, I have a life. I am young. I still have my health. I want to and have moved on with my life. Yes, I know that I am an influencer. Yes, I know that a lot of people look up to me. And yes, I know that a lot of you care about me, and I can see it through your comments, through your support. Even when I was at the worst of the worst, I had my ride or die reaching out to me through emails and underneath my posts and building a whole new page and all of those things. I appreciate you guys so much. And I was reading all of the comments on the Get Ready With Me video. I was cracking up because you guys were just like, if he tries anything, we're coming after him. Mercy, you need to be careful. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I take that with my whole heart. I so appreciate. It's like having, and this is why, again, I'm going to get emotional, but this is why I call my audience my family. I was one of the first people to call my audience my family. I always used to get on my channel. Whenever I make a video, the first thing you hear out of my mouth is, hi family, welcome back to the channel. I don't do it as much anymore because I feel like it's been so saturated. Everybody says family now. But if you know, you know, I was one of the first people to start using the phrase family. I say that because I'm a last child. My siblings are much older than me. So I basically grew up like an only child. I feel like that's just how it was for me. So having an online audience was almost like extending my family, and having big sisters and best friends that are not necessarily blood related, but you guys care about me so much. And I see it through your support with my business, my content, my real life. And even when I'm posting something, a lot of you are cautioning me to be careful. And it happened the first time. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. When I first started posting certain things a few years back, when I say you guys came for me, like you guys were telling me and warning me, and I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'm grown, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like what I'm saying now, but it's a little different. So just hear me out. I was like, I'm grown. I know what I'm doing, da, 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 da. Boy, was that wrong. You guys saw it before I could even see it. And every single video, you guys were relentless telling me, listen, sis, this ain't it. This is not it. You need to be careful. You need to do this. You need to do that. The thing people don't realize is you can have a lot of people telling you things, but when you're in a certain headspace, especially when it comes to relationship, you spend 100% of your time with this person, and the person is telling you, this is who I am. This is who you're with. All the people out there are haters. They're jealous. They're envious, blah, blah, blah. I'm the one here with you, and you should believe me, or like, I don't know how to explain it. You spend a lot of time with this person, so you tend to take their word for what they're saying over everybody else, because the first thought is those people are out there. They don't really know what's going on behind closed doors until ish hits the fan, and then you're like, they were right. So I can kind of see where you guys are coming from. Not even kind of, I can see where you're coming from. But I want you guys to just rest assured knowing that I honestly have learned the worst, most expensive lesson of my life. Now, am I perfect? Absolutely not. Am I gonna make some mistakes? Yes. Relationship mistakes? Absolutely. I am in no way, shape, or form perfect. However, I have learned so much from that experience that if I repeat it again, then it's insanity at that point. So rest assured that some of the lessons that I learned from that experience, I'm taking with me, and I'm being very cautious and very, very, very careful in how I move forward. Now, I will be the first person to say, don't come to my channel for relationship advice. I'm not a relationship guru. I am not a relationship expert because, again, you guys have seen me fall flat on my face when it comes to relationship. But on the other hand, I'm human. I'm still a young lady. I'm still allowed to date. I'm still allowed to meet people, and I'm still allowed to learn people until I figure out what I need to figure out. So making the same mistakes that I made in the previous situation would be insanity. However, could I make more mistakes in this one? Yes. So I'm giving myself permission to move on with my life. I'm giving myself permission to love and be loved. I'm giving myself permission to just move on with my life, for lack of better words. But I'm not putting pressure on myself to be perfect or to have the best relationship or to be with the most perfect person, because I'm not perfect. I come with, and I said it in that video, I come with my own baggage. They come with their own baggages, and that's how life is. Every single person has a butt. We all have butts about us. We just have to learn each other and choose the things that we're willing to tolerate, the things we're willing to settle for, and the things that we're willing to deal with. And for me, any kind of abuse is a no-no. I've learned that lesson. There's no more hiding it. There's no more pretending like everything is fine. There's no more covering it up. There is none of that. Absolutely not. Any form of abuse, whether it's physical, financial, emotional, psychological, none of that is tolerated. I have learned the damage that covering those kind of things up can do, that protecting the person, trying to create this facade because you are scared of what people will say. One of the biggest things that kept me in that previous situation was shame. I was embarrassed because I had moved my whole life across the country. I had gotten engaged and publicized it online, and now everything was starting to fall apart. And I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to come out and say it, to come out and say, this is what's happening, it's not working out, blah, blah, blah. So I just kept it. I pretended like everything was fine until the whole thing blew up. And even with that, I still chose to keep quiet because, again, that was my private life. That was my personal life. There was no reason why it should have been publicized online. I have the right to keep certain things private. Just because I'm an influencer doesn't mean that I have to share every single aspect of my life. But that power was taken away from me. It was taken out of my hand. Everything was brought online, and I kept quiet for years. And then there was a time where I had to share my story and expose my part and perspective of what I had gone through. And so it's the same thing here. I know a lot of people were saying, keep your relationship off social media, don't show anybody, and I wholeheartedly understand that. Again, especially because of what happened in the past. I understand that. But again, I want to give myself grace because, number one, I'm a public figure or a social media personality, and certain things I do want to share. If I'm dating someone and I want to share that, no one should have that power over me that you can never ever share your partner or share this and that because of what you went through before. There are certain things, certain aspects of my life that I do want to share, and I feel like I'm gonna share it, but with moderation and with intention this time, and to be careful. Is this man gonna be my husband? Who knows? Is somebody else gonna be my husband? Who knows? But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with saying that I am not a romantic relationship model in any way, shape, or form. I'm just a girl who wants to love and be loved. If it works out, thank goodness. If it doesn't work out, we move on, okay? That's life. That's how life works. But one thing I don't want is to be, put in this box where I can't even share that I'm dating someone or I have a boyfriend or post him or whatever. One thing I do know is that I honestly do not think that I will ever, ever encounter the same scenario that I encountered before. Like, if that happened again, then I don't know. God must just, I don't know. You know, relationships go through ups and downs. People go through fights in their relationships, breakups, and just all kinds of things happens in relationship. But no one deserves to go through what I went through and what I'm still going through. And I say still going through because a lot of people, I remember when I started sharing my experience, recently when I started sharing my experience online, it just became so toxic and became so, it was almost like I was feeding into it, and I decided I was going to take a step back. So a lot of people thought, oh, maybe she has a gag order and they're shutting her up. Nobody shut me down. No judge made me do anything. I said it in my videos. I was ready to expose everything, and I was coming with receipts. But what good does it do? What good does it do for me? It was just, I felt like it was just dragging me back into that same, the way I felt and everything I had healed from for the last 4 years. Every time I made those videos and then I had to go back and read the comments, I was feeling like it just wasn't a good look. So I was like, no, I'm gonna take a step back. So no, I don't have a gag order. I can speak on what I want to speak on because it's my experience. So no, I'm not going to put myself in the box and say, oh, I can't talk about dating. I can't date anybody. I can't show anybody. I can't do this. I can't do that. No, nobody has that kind of power over me. So if the situation I'm in now, if it ends tomorrow, so be it. If it continues forever, so be it. I'm okay with whatever the outcome is. I'm not dependent on this situation, but I'm grateful to have someone who loves and respects me. I'm able to share a mutual love and understanding with someone who is just as imperfect as I am. So yeah, if this relationship ends tomorrow, I will be fine. As a matter of fact, I might be the one who comes on here and tell you guys, hey, it's over. And that's okay. That's what happens in life. I'm not immune to that. Just because I'm a social media personality doesn't mean that my life is perfect. So you can come to me for real estate advice. You can come to me for real estate investment advice, how to be a successful influencer, nursing advice, even mothering advice. I think I'm an amazing mom. You can come to me for narcissism advice. I have my PhD in narcissism, and I have a whole channel here on YouTube and a thriving page on TikTok. We do numbers, right? There's a reason I'm able to articulate those experiences as far as with a narcissist, because I've lived it myself. Read the comments. Not one comment will say, I don't think you're right. I don't think they do this, they do. Every single comment is like, oh my God, it feels like you're living my life. It feels like you know my husband, or you know my wife, you know my this, because I have the experience. I've lived it, I've experienced it, and I'm able to speak on it. So yeah, come to me for those kind of advice. But when it comes to romantic relationship, I'm never gonna sit here and say I'm an expert at relationships. So yes, I understand the concern from my OG, my big sis, my aunts, my moms on here, my grandmoms, my like cousins and stuff. I appreciate all the love and support. I just want to give myself grace to say that yes, I'm trying, y'all. It's been 4 going on 5 years since this whole thing was supposed to end. Has it ended? No, but I can't put my life on hold because of it. So I'm trying to move on and just have a little bit of faith in me that I did learn something from that horrible experience that I can take with me and hopefully not repeat those same mistakes again. But if I want to post the new person I'm dating on my channel, I'm gonna do that, but with moderation. And again, take some of the tips and tricks from the last situation and apply to this situation and move on from that. And if it works out, if God says that's your husband, then so be it. If God says, no, this was just for a season and you know, you're going to move on from it, then so be it. But I will say that I will enjoy the season in the moment as it exists until God makes that final decision. All right, family. that is it for today's video, y'all. I hope that makes sense. I just wanted to vent a little bit and rant, vent, chat, whatever. If you guys want to hear more topics like this, let me know down below. I used to call these girl chat. I used to just sit and talk to you guys and tell you guys what's going on with my life. We used to call it girl chat. So if you guys want more girls chat video, comment down below. Comment girl chat down below. And you guys can also ask me questions about myself or anything that I have experienced or anything you have experienced and you want me to touch on. Comment down below and let me know, and I can, you know, do those kind of videos. All right, family. Thank you all again so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.